What's up, you guys? It's JCARDENASART. Welcome back to the second episode this week of the Mandalorian coloring book pages. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what I drew, or actually colored in, last video. I'll link it up so you guys can check that out if you haven't seen it. This video, I'm going to be coloring in this guy. But instead of using markers, like I mentioned, I'm going to be using crayons. And then in the third video, I'm going to be using Tombow markers. So if you're interested in watching that one as well, make sure you stay tuned. The best way to do that is to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell for future notifications. Just saying. I did do a crayon drawing sometime last year. I'll link that up as well if you haven't seen it. Let's have a little fun with these guys. I haven't used these since that last drawing, so I want to say about a year ago. Look at that. Brings back a lot of memories, huh? Alright, let's get started. Alright, so the very first thing I am starting with is the helmet and the armor. I pulled the lightest gray and I'm lightly coloring it in. Then I go in with a slightly darker gray and so on. I added in a very faint green into the armor. It's supposed to be part of a reflection off of Grogu. I'll enhance on that later though, because I saw this reddish brown in the box and I instantly fell in love with it. I felt like I definitely had to incorporate it into this drawing somehow, but I wasn't too sure where. So I made the artistic decision of forcing it into the background and making it the background color and just having to work with it. When the background was done, I went in with a green on the armor, a lime green kind of color and a darker green. At first it was only for highlights to resemble a reflection on the metallic surface, but it looked way too nice next to this background color, so I extended it all over the armor. And speaking about the green, while I'm applying it to the armor, I obviously have to color in Grogu. The trick to coloring with crayons is that you have to work in small areas and you have to color in gentle circles. Like you just gotta go around and around and around. You kind of have to let the crayon itself do the work. You can't press down too much on them because then it's just gonna create like this pasty area, and then the colors that you want to use around it or on top of it are just not gonna blend well. Coloring with the brown crayons was so much more satisfying than using the washable markers in the last video of these Mandalorian pages. And don't even get me started on how nice the grays are on the crayons. Actually, now that I think about it, my mom was the one who showed me how to color with crayons, doing that gently in circles thing. So, thank you, Mom. I love the color blue. It is my favorite color, so I have to add it in. The idea is to help create shadows for the green and really make the brown pop, because in my opinion, the only color that looks well with brown is blue. I don't know what it is about the color combination, but it just never fails to impress me. If you notice, I work around the whole piece. I don't stick to one specific area. I don't get too dark right away either. I come back to it and layer and layer and layer and just gradually get darker until it just feels right. As I was coloring with these crayons, I kept getting this idea in my head of going to the store and buying the biggest pack of crayons that I can find. But I had to stop myself, and I told myself that next time I do a crayon drawing, I'm definitely getting a bigger set. But for now, this will do. And once I felt like the armor looked great, I lightly went over it in some areas with a black crayon to enhance the shadows and really make it look like metal. Doing this also makes the piece pop off the page a bit, giving it a little more depth, creating the contrast. It just gives the piece more life. Honestly, if you haven't worked with crayons in a long time, I highly recommend. They are surprisingly very satisfying and very calming to work with. Go get yourself some crayons. And of course, when the rest of the outfit looks good, I add in the black areas there as well. And last but not least, I darken up the background a little bit just around the figures, just to make it pop a little bit more. And I think it's done. And just a reminder, this is the second video of the Mandalorian, technically the third if you want to count the one that I did way back. But yeah, the series is almost coming to an end. And then it's time to switch over to a different coloring book that I gotta go shopping for. So if you want to see the other videos, make sure you check that out. And there we have it. Second video is done. Second drawing is done. I think it looks great. I don't know. You tell me, which one do you like more so far? I'm liking them both. I can't really decide right now. So I'm gonna make that decision after the third video. That one I will be doing with Tombow markers. So we'll see how that one comes out. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.